cut mine up and use it to kind of help hold mulch onto my garden beds in the winter,
Well,
through the winter.
during the winter, they're also a habitat for rabbits and other little
Right.
animals, or a lot of birds.
Right. So you've got
And
lots of, options there too. Like I said, it's just, and make sure if when you do put them out on the boulevard or you do send them out to be recycled, get all that tinsel off if you're using it. Um, get
yeah,
everything off of them before they go out on the boulevard.
Check to make sure that there's no animals in
Mhm.
the tree
Yeah.
before you set it
Yeah.
up.
I used to make my son lie under the tree when he was a teenager. I'd make him lie down under the Christmas tree and look up through the branches to make sure we got all the ornaments and stuff off.
Check it before you
It's smart.
dispose of
It's
the
easy
tree.
to
Yeah,
miss 'em.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So yeah, plenty of Christmas plants and trees, things that are kind of kept but kept safe here during the winter.
And things that are just beautiful. I mean, who doesn't love a wonderful poinsettia and all of the different colors that they come in, or anything
Or
from
Christmas
orange.
cactus.
Christmas cactus. There are Christmas cactus leaves. There's a Thanksgiving / Easter cactus, and there's a Christmas cactus. And usually, the biggest, easiest way I've heard to tell the difference is Christmas cactuses have smooth edges on their leaves,
And
and
the
the
others have
Thanksgiving cactus has like pointy, like little points and lobes and things. So some of your Thanksgiving cactuses might be finishing up, and the Christmas cactuses are be opening. And those are plants they actually don't like that much light,
and they
which I
don't
was
want
surprised
a
at.
lot of water.
Right,
But
right.
you should water them with some fertilizer in them during the blooming season. And
Right. So if you've got access to some plant food, this is the time of the year exactly to give them some
I've got a
water.
little cactus in my office. I've had it now for about 3 years. It's still kicking. It's still doing well. It's probably the only plant that I've been able to green thumb and keep alive. I've been pretty proud of it. So, but oh no, normally I just stick with my Christmas wreaths and call it a day. So,
Well, and I mean there are all kinds of other things that get cut and come in. There's the poinsettias again. When you get them from the store, bring them in. Get a plastic sleeve or a plastic bag. Shelter them because they really will immediately just melt if they hit the cold air.
yeah,
So bring them
just from the car, from the store to the car.
from the store to the car. You
sometimes you'll-
can really lose them.
especially in the wind.
Yes. So get those. Keep them away from the registers, from your registers, and keep them again, as Sharon said, not soaking wet.
Soaking.
Yeah. And watch them because sometimes you get them in that nice, pretty foil, and that really kind of serves to hold the water into the pot too much. So you might want to take it out of that foil or poke some holes in the bottom of it and find a pretty Christmas saucer to set it in. But they are a beautiful plant, and they can go all year if you can manage the 12
Oh,
hours
right.
and daylight and 12 hours of darkness for them and things. You can get them to last. You've also got like rosemary is often sold. This time of the year is another Christmas plant. It's an herb with a very distinct fragrance. It's great with pork, great with chicken, great with my rosemary shortbread that I'll be
Yes.
making for the party.
We look forward to that every year.
So
Gwen.
anyway, but those ones, and that this time mine this right now are blooming. Mine the two plants I've got, and that is a tender perennial. So you really need to kind of bring it in and out. You've also got things like wreaths that you may be getting fresh wreaths made out of different things. Something that they do in the South more than we do here is boxwood wreaths. Boxwood is sometimes used as a Christmas green in more in the South than I
And
think it is
laurel.
here.
all right. Well, it sounds good. We're talking to Gwen Podeschi and Sharon Hill from the Master Gardeners and talking to them a little bit about some of the cool stuff that they have going on and good ways to take care of Christmas plants because it's a little bit different than taking care of summer plants, obviously. We're going to have much more, talk about some of the upcoming programs and some other stuff going on in just a little bit. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have much more with the Master Gardeners here on WTIM, your information station.
Your information station. WTIM.
And welcome back to the WTIM morning show, our live stream presented by People's Bank and Trust. Joining me this morning is Master Gardeners Gwen Podeschi and Sharon Hill. Guys, glad to have you on the show to talk to you a little bit about some of the great stuff going on in Christian County and the surrounding area. And of course, obviously, taking care of our plants and things like that. You guys do have some upcoming programs coming up. Is that correct?
Well,
Correct.
it's not Christian County technically. It is there is a holiday wreath workshop. The registration deadline is the 9th, but I would imagine if you wanted to call, you could still get in. It's going to be at Montgomery County, and it's December 14th from 6 to 7. So it's an evening program. That's Wednesday evening. And if you could call 217-287, help me out, Sharon.
7246.
Okay, 217-287.
Together we can make this
7246. Exactly. Or you can register online at go.illinois.edu/CJMM events. And that class is limited. There is a $25 cost for that class. But that's going on. And then coming up in the new year, we'll have some.
January 9th, we have at the Christian County Extension, we have a pesticide application operator testing. And so again, you need to call the office at the Christian County Extension and register for that. Make sure that, the times are 10 to 2. So you need to know ahead of time where it's at and everything. So,
Right.
And then Tuesday in February 21st, there's a Montgomery County Extension. And this is still the testing that goes on again, but it's going to be held in Montgomery County. And then again, in February 23rd, it'll be held at Carlinville at the Macoupin County Extension Office.
So if you miss it in one place, you can
Right.
you can go to the
Right. And those are kind of important classes. A lot of pesticides, there's a lot of concern about over application or
And a
exposure
lot
to
of the instructions have changed
yeah.
through the years.
Right. So if
So-
you work for a golf course or you work in the landscaping industry, it's always good. It's a plus to have that. The homeowner asks you if you're just doing yard cleanup and stuff or lawn care, but it's a good idea to have
Right.
that. It's just really important to handle those chemicals safely and effectively for everything that you need.
especially because you never know how fast something may happen or things have maybe a little
Right.
bit different than what you
Well, and,
expect.
yeah, and like Sharon said, they
There's-
change.
Yeah.
And it's
all the time
it's
now.
updated all the time, the restrictions and so you need to be aware of those.
Right.
All right.
Right.
Yeah, plenty of great stuff coming up with in the area for events and things like that. I always like doing the holiday wreaths and things like that, putting them together. And me and my kids like to do little projects around to make like little tissue paper wreaths and stuff like that.
Well,
So
I
it's
have
a lot of
I have
fun.
a Facebook friend in Southern Illinois, and one of her big things. Have you seen the Christmas gnomes? Where they
With
take-
over the big trees.
right, or branching, evergreen branching and holly branching and stuff, and then they put a gnome hat on it. And so there's all kinds of different takes on that.
Yes.
And this is a time of year too. If you've got a gardener in your on your Christmas list, this might be a great time for some new garden gloves, some of the nitrile coated
Yeah.
garden gloves, or maybe a new set of
A little
clippers.
shovel. That's always
Yes,
a big
yes,
hit.
we
at our-
usually- yeah, that's always a big hit. Somebody always buys the little shovel, and then I think we've pretty much all got a little shovel by now. But it's there are all kinds of ideas like that for the gardener. New garden clogs for your feet or something. That's
right. Gwen's dropping hints, ladies and gentlemen.
but anyway, there are things like that too
Yeah.
that you might want to consider. And then they're house plants. We've got a way to go. We're only at the beginning of a long winter, so
get some of them bulbs, the tulips and the hyacinths and
amaryllis. Amaryllis is
and
another
start forcing them. Put them in a bowl with some rocks and a little bit of
Yeah, and sometimes now you can get them for like $1 a bag because
Yeah.
they didn't sell them in the fall when they should be planted. So those are great possibilities to kind of bring.
that's
some
always a
greenery
great
in.
project for the winter. So
Yeah,
before we go any further too, we need to thank everybody for this last year and coming out to all of our events.
Yes.
And a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to everyone
Yes,
from the
exactly.
extension.
Yes,
Yeah, we-
exactly.
Mr.
Yeah,
Gardeners.
we've had a couple of successful events, the evening in the garden and the tree walk, and we would really had great response, and we'd really
Yes.
like to thank those folks. Invite them to think about Master Gardener training in the
Right.
upcoming seasons. There are 3 online seasons, 3 online times when they open those. So if you think you'd like to do that, but as Sharon said, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to everybody. Happy New Gardening Year.
All right, we've got about 15 seconds. Phone number and great best way to reach out to the Master Gardeners.
217-287-7246 or online
Right
at
at
the
go.illinois.edu/CJMM.
All right, thanks, ladies. Appreciate it. That's the Master Gardeners here on WTIM, your information station.